Hey there, in order to use the Seesaw for learning home codes, what you're going to need to do is you're going to first want to go into Seesaw. I'm going to select I'm a teacher. I'm going to sign in with Google. If you have a homeroom that's rostered, you want to use Clever, but in this case, we're going to use sign in with Google. I'm going to select my Jeffco Schools account, and then that's going to sign me into Seesaw. It should take me into my Seesaw class. You'll notice it says Seesaw for Home Learning up here. Before I do anything with that, the first thing I need to do is I need to actually create my class if I don't have students in it already. So I'm going to call this Mrs. O's Learn from Home. And then I'm going to select the grade level that I have. If it's multi-grade or so forth, I just say other, and it's going to create my class. Now that my class is created, I need to put my students in there. I want to say no as far as signing in with their Google account because I'm using the Seesaw for home learning codes. They're one-to-one devices, and then I'm going to add my students' names. So I'm going to add in Sue Smith and Betty White and Joe Wilson. All of our kids have very easy names apparently in my class. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit submit once I have all of my students in my class. And that's going to add my students. And so then once my students are added, I need to have them signed in, but I'm not going to use this function here. I'm going to use it over here where it says get home learning codes. So when I click on that, I'm going to go and I'm going to find my class. So Mrs. O's Learn from Home. I'm going to go and click on print codes. And then when I do print codes, it's going to bring up a screen of directions. So here are my teacher instructions. It tells me what I need to do. It tells me how my students are going to log in. So the students are going to log into Seesaw. They're going to say I'm a student, and then they're going to enter their code that you're going to have to send to them. So they can type in a text code or they can use a QR reader depending on what they have available. So you're going to have to send home this page to each student. So here's Betty White. She's got her own code that she can type in or her own QR code. Here's Joe Wilson, same thing. And then Sue Smith. So all of them have their own unique code. And so what they're going to do is they're going to get that information and then they'll type it in and join the class. So then once they're in the class, if I go to my from home test class that I created earlier, I have two students in my class. I have Allie and Freya, and only I can see their work. They cannot see each other's. I can see their work that they did, and I can add students as I go if I have more students that I need to support. And then as far as the student look of it, what the students are going to do, so I'm going to sign out. So what your students will do is they will come in, go to seesaw.com, select I'm a student. They'll skip over all of this and then they'll put in that text code or scan the code and hit go, and then they will be in the class. And again, they will see the class. They will not see anybody's work but their own. So I hope that helps with some of our learning specialists and having students not being able to see other kids' work.